Hello, this is Kodak here to give you my insight on the new Bakugan video game. A while back when the Ultimate Battle Tour came through my town, I got caught up in the excitement and ended up pre-ordering the game at the GameStop in the food court. After a while, I asked myself, what am I doing? I said this because from what I can tell, video games based on card games tend to be a rather dry experience. You're supposed to be playing it with more than one person. That and the game has to ask you every time if you want to do something rather than it being implied. Like it would have to ask you, do you want to play a card every step of the way? And that just gets tedious when in normal gameplay with another person it's implied. But I'm not here to talk about a certain other company that sells video games just because there's cards inside. I'm here to talk about the Bakugan video game, which is a very different story. I went and bought it finally because I hadn't bothered to cancel my pre-order, and by the time I got back to the store, it had come out and I pretty much had to buy it. Now, rather than the traditional CD case-sized shaped thing, it came in a cardboard box that contained a promo figure. That would be Naga, of course. I also got a DS case, which is actually pretty nice, considering because I'd pre-ordered it. Now, I had done no research on this game, so I had no idea what to expect when I popped it in, finally. And what did I end up finding? Actually, something surprisingly entertaining. The game poured on tons of theatrics and had a bunch of ways to keep the gameplay from being too dry. They added a few elements that you couldn't do in real life to make the video game actually worth playing. The new characters they added to make it its own separate story was a nice touch too, though I don't intend to spoil anything for you. Acclaim was actually really thorough in this adaptation. They used some of the original voices and pretty much used the American rules and images. But what sets this game apart from the regular one is the quirks they added to it. The first one is when you actually throw your Bakugan onto the field, you can actually move it around all over the field to go and collect like experience points and power-ups and all sorts of stuff. Though, I must say it's kind of funny that you end up making a dotted line like out of one of those Family Circus cartoons rather than a straight line straight to the card like you would in the normal game. The second one is the battling. Rather than just going on straight points alone, you actually play a WarioWare style minigame right before you fight to determine who wins by maybe giving somebody an edge in points by like spinning a wheel really fast or tapping with a certain rhythm. All sorts of fun little things that have a good variety of them so it doesn't get too stale. Also, it makes the game less point related, so if you're like a few points behind, it's not the end of the world, you can still pull out a victory and win. This, I say, makes it different enough and interesting enough to be worth at least a glance from any Bakugan players out there. And also, if you're also a fan of Monkey Ball or WarioWare, go ahead and give it a shot. You'll love it. That's not to say it's not without its faults, though. The character customization option really isn't explored as well as it could have been. I thought I could have won like some more t-shirts or something as I played, but that just never happened. Also, the fact that your character talks and has dialogue kind of disconnects me from it, and it doesn't quite feel like it's me anymore. Also, the box came with a gate card, so you could open up your Naga right away, but it was Fire Pit, or at least it was for me, and that's like the most common gate card in the entire freaking universe. I would have liked if it had been something custom. Or it could have even been the Naga card if they were feeling, creative. But I'd say my biggest complaint, though, is the game is short. It's really, really short. I beat it in like a day and a half of casually picking it up and playing it every so once in a while. The only thing that's really time-consuming at all is 100%ing it, but that's how it is with most games, and it's not nearly as consuming as a lot of them. The Bakugan selection is also really limited. By over 35, they mean exactly 36 different Bakugan in the whole game. A bunch like Ravenoid and Mannion, even though they have the gold gate cards for them, are just totally left out. That and my personal favorite, but my personal favorite hasn't gotten any love from anything, so I shouldn't be surprised. Evolved Bakugan, yes. Spirits of the Elements, no. It's also a wee bit easy, but once you get down to the final matches when trying to 100% your collection, it feels a lot more like actual people. As for multiplayer, I can't tell you anything because I'm probably the only guy on campus who plays this game, let alone own the video game for it. So if you haven't bought it already but are looking at it, well, it's kind of short and a wee bit pricey for a DS game, but if you need something fun, something kind of Tetris-y that you can play for a while, even if it's kind of repetitive, then this game is pretty good. And like I said before, if you've played Monkey Ball or WarioWare, you'll love it that much better. Oh, something else funny I forgot to mention. The instruction manual is also really tiny and contains some slightly vague instructions, just like the real instructions that come with the American game. Wow. It's got like 16 pages long, and only like 6 of those are actual instructions. Most of it's just copyrights and note pages and stuff. I'm going to give this game a B. It's got some good entertainment value and it's fun to play, but the short story and limited customization options just really throw it down the tubes for me. Bakugan is supposed to have crazy things happening all over the place, but in this case they limited it a little bit for a reason I just can't really understand. If you can throw all of Resident Evil 1 on this cartridge, why not a couple more Bakugan? And for any parents watching this review, it's a clean game, it's not terribly hard, and I'd say it's a good Christmas present, especially with the bonus Bakugan inside, because that's a lot of what the kids want to get anyway. So, decent game, not bad. Activision did a good job. Did I say Acclaim earlier? I think I did. Oh well, it was Activision, I was wrong. But they both start with AC, so I don't know what to do. Anyway, here's my video game review premiere on YouTube. I'm probably going to be going some over later. Some I love, some I hate. Anyway, bye. This is Kodak signing off.